Okay, so we're back with another review, this time for Babes.
Which we've never heard of.
Yeah, probably not. And really weren't many people in there. Like they do like preview screenings, don't they, at Cineworld in the UK?
Yeah,
And, normally they're reasonably busy, but this maybe had a dozen people in.
yeah, if that.
Yeah. Uh, so, this is just a movie, like, fundamentally about the journey of, like, motherhood and how that experience, like, changes how like a woman thinks, and how she prioritizes uh, herself in comparison to her child. Obviously, like yourself, like looking after yourself is secondary to the child, and no matter how like self-centered you were previously.
Yeah, because you gotta do that just to have it on you. Because if you just thought about yourself, then you wouldn't have it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but this sounds good. You think, oh, right, yeah, interesting maybe, but the way it's executed is like completely different to what the message was.
Yeah, they should have just picked a different topic if they're gonna make a film like this.
Yeah. Like obviously there's loads of sexual innuendo and like just really, really cringe things in it.
Yeah,
Like
cringe with a capital C.
yeah, like honestly it's like it's just unbelievable, like the stuff that happens in the movie. It's unbelievably cringe.
Trying to give an example.
No, I just can't.
Yeah,
Honestly. It's for that reason you just can't watch it basically. If you like if you're the kind of person who thinks this is funny, then like you just shouldn't be on this channel because it's like the opposite of what we think is funny, isn't it? Really?
yeah. It's just like, how can someone write this and then actually film it and make it into a film and
Yeah,
think it's a good idea?
yeah. And it's like these sorts of movies. They'll do that thing when they like, oh yeah, they'll say something, and then they'll just like repeat it, in like a weird voice, or like, and then they'll just go back and forth. They're sort of like ripping off each other, like they're ad libbing on it.
Hmm.
But then they keep it in. Like they don't edit any of it out. They just keep it all in because they think it's funny, but it's just not.
No, you need like one or two takes of it. Yeah, that's the joke. Move on to the next part.
Yeah, but it's just like about 2 minutes of them just saying it progressively weird.
They're just saying like yes, but just like different versions of yes. Like yes.
Yeah, and like obviously it's trying to, depict like womanhood and bringing a child into the world and how great that is. But it also tries to adhere to like the whole left wing, like strange worldview, doesn't it?
Yeah. And they obviously just don't mix well, do
No, it doesn't make any sense combining them two.
they? Yeah, but it must happen in real life because left-wing people have children and have families to indoctrinate their kids into their way of thinking, don't
Yeah. But it's like I don't know, it's just strange, isn't it? Because like I said, they're constantly saying like, oh, this is really like great, this is like a really great experience. Only women can experience and all that. And then like a few scenes later, they'll be like, oh yeah, pregnant person. I'm a pregnant person. Or like, oh yeah, I don't want to, put like a binary on my child here. I don't want to say, I don't want to know if it's a boy or a girl. But I got a feeling it's a boy. You know, that
they?
sort of thing. It's like, well, yeah, you do know, don't you? You do know there's only two genders. You just don't, you're just not allowed to say it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a weird film that just doesn't meld together very well, does it?
No, and that's the thing with feminism. Like, they're the reason that this whole like transgender thing and this whole woke ideology is allowed to exist because they refuse to say like, well, no, I'm a woman. Men cannot be women. There's only two genders. They refuse to say that,
Hmm.
and they'll apologise for like their beliefs basically, and they're a woman and they they have these unique experiences that men can never experience.
Yeah, which is just odd. It goes against the whole core ideology because they're a woman, they're trying to get women's rights or whatever. That's what they say they want.
Yep.
And then they're letting men into their domain, I guess. It's just strange, isn't it?
Yeah. There's that scene when like she has a one night stand basically, which is obviously like completely morally egregious as well, really. And
Raw dogged as well.
yeah, and she with this dude who she like constantly references throughout the rest of the movie oh yeah, he's such a great guy, who's such a great connection. Like she literally known him for like 2 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
For all she knows, she could have like said something, like, oh yeah, I like reading these sorts of books or whatever, and then he's like, oh yeah, so do I, just because he's like trying to get her on side, and
Yeah, because he said he liked Street Fighter, and then she whipped his ass on it, so
Yeah.
he clearly didn't play it.
yeah. But she just assumed that they had this great connection. Now obviously shows the negatives of hookup culture as well, doesn't it? It's just completely stupid.
And they do say love at first sight or whatever, but you don't actually know that until you've actually nurtured the relationship with that person.
No.
You just look back and go, oh yeah, that's when it started.
Yeah.
You don't know it instantly in the moment, do you?
No. But then, she gets pregnant, and then her friend has recently had her second child, and so she's like, they're really close friends. So she goes around to her house and she's like, you do know you don't have to keep the child, right?
Yeah, and then when she says that she wants to keep it, then she's like acts really annoyed and like repeats that you don't have to have it.
Yeah. It's gonna like completely detract from your life. I think she says like pretty much exactly that.
Yeah, and then she's got 2 children, so
Yeah.
why does she say that?
She must recognise how great it is. The reason I brought that up is because they couldn't just have like, oh yeah, she gets pregnant, obviously she's keeping the baby. They couldn't just, not even acknowledge that she could, delete this baby from the face of the earth. Like, why do they have to acknowledge it?
It just goes without saying, doesn't it, when you're pregnant, you're going to have a baby. You don't have to say, oh, I'm going to have it.
Yeah. Yeah, like, yeah, I might kill it, I might not. It's just a bit of a question here. Oh no, I'm going to keep it.
Oh, but I was really close to killing it there.
Yeah. It's just weird. Like, why do you even think that? You should just not even cross your mind. Like, she's done something with this dude that directly leads to having a baby. And it's like shocked and of what's happened. Very strange. She's like, oh my
How
god.
could this happen?
She's like taking like 30 pregnancy tests. Like, am I pregnant? Well, how the hell has this happened? Basically.
And she's saying, I didn't know you could get pregnant when you're on your period.
Yeah.
Because that was a plot in the film for some reason.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, it's very unlikely, but it can happen.
Yeah.
And she didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did she not get taught anything in school?
I don't know. It was just weird.
That's like one of the first things they teach you in that sex education thing. It means nothing.
Yeah, but yeah, talking about that doctor actually, there was that funny joke. That was actually a funny one about his hair.
Yeah, the first time they made the joke like 5 times after that, and it became less funny.
Yeah.
The first time it was something like she didn't know, like she was asking if she was pregnant, and then he was like, "Yeah, you're as pregnant as this hair doesn't suit me or whatever."
Yeah. So yeah, you're as pregnant as yeah. What is it like? As definitely pregnant as this. As I've grown out of this haircut or something. That's all.
He's got an awful comb.
Yeah. And then like throughout the movie, he like changes it up and tries to fix it.
And then the first time it was funny, and then got progressively less funny. Should have just left it at that. They got a good one there, and then they just had to ruin it, didn't they?
Yeah, and then there was that scene where the main woman, she got to babysit her friend's kids, and they went out, and then she turned into like a devil child.
She put on a horror movie and it turned him into some like exorcist dude, didn't it?
Yeah, he's like possessed by a demon, it seemed like.
He was writing on the walls.
Yeah, but it wasn't shot like good at all. It was literally just in passing, wasn't it? But it had an impact, it's decently fun.
And you had one more, right?
Yeah, and then there's that other time, because I thought, oh yeah, he's just left, like she's pregnant or whatever, and he's just like gone. He's never going to contact her again.
It makes it seem like he ghosted her.
Yeah, which is, the majority of times what happens. But she like goes to this sexual health clinic, and she's like asking about him, even though obviously you can't ask for some dude's information. Like, she barely knew him, obviously. And then the guys are like, oh no, we can't tell you anything about his sexual history and all that, but he's dead. He died last night.
He choked in his own room, eating some food, isn't it?
Yeah, he was eating a single almond. He choked on a single almond. That was pretty funny. It's just because it came out of nowhere.
I just nitpicking here because they're the only 3 jokes in the film, and then the other jokes are like really bad, like the worst jokes you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say something good about this bad film.
Yeah. Like, the acting was really bad, wasn't it? It was like some sort of like high school like drama or something, wasn't it?
Literally, they just got paid like 20 quid for a day.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. It's just like a school project. So.
I just mentioned the demon kid, and he had a bit of a going on, didn't he? Where he wouldn't like grow up. He was still wearing nappies, and even though he was like 6 or 7.
Yeah. Oh, he was like 4. Yeah.
Anyway, he's still acting like a baby, even though he's like pretty old.
Yeah. That was just weird. It's like you just discipline him. I don't even know. It's not even worth talking about. It's just weird. There's a lot of weird stuff in this movie that we're just not even going to mention, I think.
And then you wanted to get onto more like an overarching point here, is saying, is there a place in entertainment for like showing like what a woman goes through during like pregnancy or whatever? Or is it just too much to put on entertainment? Is it more of an educational thing? Yeah,
I really don't know. Like, it's how you do it, and like, you gotta do it tastefully, haven't you, I think? Like, I don't want to know everything, and like, obviously it can be quite disgusting, really, can it? But, obviously that's just the way it is in real life, but I don't know. Like you say, should it be on screen? I don't know. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough. I don't know.
Yeah, because obviously me watching this as a man, like I knew nothing about this really.
Yeah.
You've heard of things, but you don't actually know it until you see it, do you?
No, like honestly, it's just like, pregnancy in general is just insane, isn't it? Like how women do it, and it's completely unique to them. Like it's just like a thing like men just can't really get behind and grasp. It's just like we're just there on the side, aren't we? Really?
It's just like a binary thing to us. Like, oh yeah, you just have a child.
Yeah.
Woman just has a child. Just do it.
Yeah, it's not difficult.
If I was a woman, I would just do it.
Yeah, basically.
You just can't comprehend it, can we? Because we never have to go through it.
No. But yeah, all that being said, obviously we're giving it 0 stars. Because anything it did, where it was a positive, and it had something interesting to say, it instantly shut it down.
So it got like 3 points out of the whole film, and it got like -100.
Yeah.
Throughout the rest of the film.
Normally we give it like a 0.5, but it was just so cringe, and that's one of the ways you get a 0, is if you're very cringe.
Yeah, and some of the scenes in the film, I just look down at my own hands and just unadulterated cringe.
So, oh man,
I just couldn't look at the screen when some of this stuff was up.
yeah, unbelievable.
And obviously, we only watched it so we could do a review on it.
Yeah, like I said the night before, I know this is gonna be bad, but we've got to see it. You know, we watch everything.
Yeah, I think we wouldn't have watched it if we weren't going to make a video about it.
Yeah, probably not.
Or we would have walked out.
Yeah.
Because instantly the first scene, you're like, yeah, I want to leave right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, we were actually thinking about films, mainly romantic films, do this. In terms of like general filmmaking, like tropes or whatever. They just like end the film positively, don't they? They try and make you leave the cinema in a good mood.
Yeah, and then it does completely change your perception of what you just watched. Like, it does do that, but you've just got to cast your mind back to like 10 minutes previous and what happened before that.
Yeah, it tries to have a feel-good ending, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It's just something we noticed. Like, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but it really didn't have like the build-up to have that sort of payoff, did it? So it didn't work
Nah, right, yeah.
in this sort of film.
Yeah, like you say, it wasn't building towards it, was it? It just come out of nowhere.
Like obviously some good romantic films you might have seen in the past, like Fault in Our Stars or something.
Yeah.
Well, actually that's a bad example because we don't have a good end.
Yeah.
Can't think of any romantic films because we don't watch them, do we?
No, I haven't watched them at any ages.
I don't know, you probably watch them, especially if you're a woman watching
Yeah.
this. And they do actually have that payoff in the end, because it has been building up to it. So it's kind of like the reward, and then they get the happy ending.
Yeah. But, you can't forget the rest of the movie, and that's what we specialise in here.
And then you brought up a point about horror films do the opposite of this, right?
Yeah, which is why audience scores for them are always way lower. Because, some people are sadistic and they like that sort of thing, but the majority of people, they want like a happy ending where people survive or the bad guy dies or something, but very rarely happens in a horror movie.
So you come out with like a negative opinion of the film, then?
Yeah. Kind of manipulative, really, isn't it, how they do it, but you just gotta do what you gotta do, and to get that word of mouth going. Anyway, that was our review of Babes. Nice 0 there. Very cringe movie. 100% don't watch.
And also thank your mother for giving birth to you, because that was an incredible feat of strength.
Yeah,